Come now, child, lay it down. Just breathe, just be. Come be cradled in the arms of love. Just breathe, just be. Come now, child, lay it down. Just breathe, just be. Come be cradled in the arms of love. Just breathe, just be. Come now, child, lay it down. Just breathe.
Oops. Hi, everybody. Sorry, that was a rather abrupt decrease in the music volume. Welcome to today's meeting. Good to gather at the beginning of this Gregorian year. I think that's the right word. I participated yesterday in a very moving ceremony with the New York Zen Center. It was online and in person. And at the start of each year, they everywhere around the world and all the Buddhist temples, they ring the large temple bell 108 times. And there was this invitation to participate in this ceremony, which was very beautiful. And considering that the 108 bells are rung to dissipate the barriers to compassion and to transform them into openings and doorways into compassion. And there was an invitation too to consider or reconsider the New Year kind of tradition of vows and resolutions. And they replaced the word vow with keepsake, which was very beautiful because the invitation was to consider an intention that becomes something of a touchstone that we hold and that we carry with us with gentleness and care and respect, and with the intention that it serves not only us in our own journey, but those with whom we live and breathe and have our lives. So it was very special and a kind of softening of the sometimes punitive thou shalt set all these resolutions and then set ourselves up to fall from grace because we struggle to keep up with them. So the idea of a touchstone that we carry, I found very beautiful. So I share that with you and welcome you into this space together. Perhaps we'll have a moment's silence just as we take our place in the circle and settle into our sharing today. Thank you, Alexander.
Greetings, friends. Happy New Year. And we continue with the flow of our meeting with the astrological sharing that Katya will offer to bring us in attunement with the current energies of this moment.
So we are at this point, the end of the old, the beginning of the new, this transitioning as the great players in our solar system that we call Saturn and Neptune started their way to the beginning of Aries. And at the same time, we are at the moment when the Sun is coming to a close conjunction with Mars and Venus. Mercury is also in Capricorn. So we kind of have this really potent inflow of very earth-related energies. And we have this moment of pause and at the same time the beginning of the movement. And it's very well related to this moment in Capricorn, which is always about the top of the mountain. It is very high energy, the energy of will. Will, the will that comes to, brings the disciple to initiation. And if we think about our example of that, this hierarchical ruler of Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, is this moment from New Testament, as Tibetan says, when Christ was, Jesus was on the Mount of Transfiguration. Transfiguration, yes. And it's the moment when love and light and will come together and shine as this presence. So whatever starts in Capricorn goes further into Aquarius and then to Pisces, like again, Christ becoming this ideal Capricornian presence becomes a world server in Aquarius and then world savior in Pisces. So it's the highest point and the beginning of the journey that leads us to Pisces. So when we think about our life and we see those moments of the top of the mountain, no matter how it's related, but still, the peaks of our intention, of our service, that is the moments of Capricorn in our life. And from those top moments, we see the depth of the karma in Cancer. And we get that energy, that light that will allow us to work with it in depth and move into service. In the practical, medical application on the body, Capricorn is our knees. Tibetan again says that it's on our knees that we need to, with all humility, climb the mountain of initiation. And if we can be humble, yet persist, then we get the right to acquire the knowledge that is shared with initiates. So the life of our knees is important. and realization that agility and yet strength is required. So let's bring this energy into our life of service, in our group path of initiation, and in our physical bodies to strengthen whatever is needed to travel this path. Thank you. Over.
Back to you, Claire. You are muted, Claire.
Mantra of fusion. We are one with our group brothers, and all that we have is theirs. May the love that is in our soul pour forth to them. May the strength that is in us lift and aid them. May the thoughts which our soul creates reach and encourage them. Om.
Now we'll go into our opening ritual as usual. So we are standing in a circle around a beautiful garden. And as we step into the radiance of the central light that is our heart, group's heart, we will light our candles and add into the light of the group heart. We step into the radiance and we add to it. And as we light our candles, we say where we are calling in from, as well as mention the qualities that of the Capricorn Cancer energy line that resonate most for us at this time. Daniela, I am Daniela. I'm calling in from Brussels, Belgium. I'm lighting this light for the coming of the greater light into this world. And Capricorn Cancer for me resonates with gate once more. The gates are in my mind. These two gates, as we know, one is into the incarnation, the other is towards illumination, and they seem so opposing, especially when we consider the path that is leading from one to another, this terrifying and beautiful path that we are all on. And so these gates demand pause again, silence and awareness as to maybe not knowing about what will the next step will take. That's I guess for masters, but at least we can pause, or at least I'm saying to myself, I can pause, take a deep breath, and trust. So it's about trust as well. And I will call on to Alexander to step into the circle and continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniela. Oh, receiving the light coming across the ocean. Today we have guests here with us in our living room. So we're here a group. And so it's not just Katya and I, but also Uta and Maria Cristina and etheric, we are all here, and I will ask Uta to light a candle on our behalf, and then we will do our naming circle here. So you say your name, where you're calling from, and what are the most resonant qualities of Capricorn Cancer for you?
My name is Uta, and I'm calling from the Planetary Center of New York. And the quality that is most resonant with me at this moment of Capricorn is stability and agility within the light supernal.
And Maria Cristina, can you say your name? What are the most resonant qualities for you?
Maria Cristina, it's so good to see you. I'm just looking to see for a moment.
Maybe you can change the setting.
Thank you. The light supernal of the mountaintop. Momentarily, we have the opportunity. It is the peak of the year. And that light supernal, facilitated by Saturn, both the karma and the dharma, fulfilled through Saturn as esoteric and exoteric ruler. A wonderful opportunity then to that beautiful fusion of head and heart that Venus holds. That beautiful fusion of revelation as the dweller and the angel become one. So, lost in my and light supernal, I hold until tomorrow, and then on that light, we turn our back and radiate. So,
Yes. It is Katya, yeah, and to me, one of the greatest qualities of Saturn, which is one of the great lords of karma, is his quality of compassion. Because whatever we see as something hard and sometimes destructive or unfair, in truth is connection with the most compassionate being that holds our goals and needs and persistently holds it in a way that we can achieve. Through cooperation, easy way, through trying to avoid the hard way, yet still, it is our moment of opportunity. And the quality of Capricorn is nobody is left behind. Compassion. Thank you. Over to you, Sash.
My name is Alexander, and from the same space as everyone else, from Brooklyn, New York. And the most resonant quality of Capricorn for me is determination. And I'm calling in Kathy.
Aloha to everyone. So I'm Kathy. I'm in Pahoa, Hawaii, in the Big Island of Hawaii, and I think I want to light the candle and then talk. So I'm lighting the candle to the. I really benefited from Katya's kind of sharing of the astrology, and the what struck me the most was the view from the pinnacle into the depths of the karma. And I would say that I'm really, really having that straddle and that presence right now, and in my path, and I would say that I am feeling more. I'm more lunarly organized, and so for me the Lunar New Year is my beginning, more like. But for now, in honor of my cultural sharing, yeah, just a second, I'm going to change my view so I'm seeing everybody. Okay. And I'm feeling very drawn to what will be happening, on that Lunar New Year. But my sister is Capricorn, and her determined compassion and inclusion of me always, yeah, for our family. By age, I would be the matriarch of our family, but my sister really creates the events and the experiences shared that as a matriarch I would want to do if I was more outgoing and more active. And so the two of us together, I think, hold the matriarchy of our family, and it's very, very healthy and very vital, in a big part because of her energy and determination, compassion. And so she embodies Capricorn for me. I feel like I am going through a polishing of the facets of the diamond that I am potentially being right now, and it's a very uncomfortable, difficult time. It is also an inspiring time because I am very excited about the energies that are arising, that are invisible, but have been increasing as the old age, as the dregs of the old age crumble, and the acting out of the ways that the ways that no longer work are being played out in their last gasp. So I appreciate being at the pinnacle, and to be able to, what I would like to hold as a touchstone, because I like that idea too, Claire, is kindness. Kindness that is not sentimental. It's a kindness that is truly like, the nature of true compassion, which is, it's not sentimental, but it is empowering for myself and for everyone else. So that's what I'm holding. And I would like to pass this candle to Aneta, this light.
Thank you. And Happy New Year to everybody. I'm Annette from Denmark, and I light my candle. Cancer, Capricorn is for me sensitivity and initiation, hopefully, in the far distance. And Saturn, the great teacher of karma. So I think that's what I'm going to say today. And I'm going turn the torch over to Andrea.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. You can always attempt to light a match that has been in a drawer for way too long. So I am lighting my candle. And when I think of Capricorn, I think of the light supernal. And I think of that light as being really warm. And yesterday, I stood on top of a mountain here in Manchester, Vermont, where it was not warm. It was 11 degrees. There was whiteness everywhere. There was very bare trees, very few of them, but truly it was just this landscape of pure white. And I stood there and recognized that I was standing in what could be called the cold, clear light. And I think of that as being where we stand when we really can be almost most effective in our work, because we see everything from a higher perspective. And I was seeing a lot from that higher perspective. And it was so easy to look down upon the communities and that are below that mountain I was standing on, and to look out into the other mountains that went to the horizon, and to really recognize, for me, I think that Capricorn is definitely what Alexander brought in determination, but it really is more of commitment, because from that mountain peak, you look down and you recognize the commitment that we have all made in this lifetime to through love, bring humanity into its initiation. And so it really was a place of revelation, freezing cold, glad to be inside and not back there now. But it really is that cold, clear light that creates an awakening in a way that was very powerful. It was very powerful. But commitment, that is a word we all know quite well. And we do that from our hearts and from our one heart. So thank you all for this beautiful gathering. And I will pass now to Joe.
Hi, everyone. Joe here, and I'm in Northwest Oregon this day. Beautiful to see you all with a strong internet connection. And as you know, I don't have candles to light, but I think there's a fire symbol that I can get up here. Might be a good thing. Well, maybe I can't do that. Oh yeah, I can. There we go. That's my candle. Yay! Candle is lit today. Cancer Capricorn is quite a dominant axis in my existence, and it is quite powerful, and there are words that echo in a way what you all have already expressed. Duty, dharma, discipline, detachment, and all with what has been expressed as this, what is it, the first rule for disciples and initiates, the warmth of the group love permits the energetic moving out. And this group work that is developed and orchestrated and allowed and supported just fuels the fire of love, this loving compassion that we bring, and the dharma that we are burning. We're on the burning ground, and that though not always comfortable, to be in a community of those who bring this great light and love into every experience is what is holding, I guess, holding me here, really, in this incarnation. And I'm forever grateful for all that the groups do. And we have much to do. We have much to accomplish. We have much to anchor as humanity moves forward. And those who would like to think that it's a short run, we know that it's quite a long run. And I love it when Katya reminds everybody, 25 years, 100 years, well, yes, probably 1,000. So we'll just keep on keeping on, and just a depth of gratitude for everyone's contributions. They really make it possible for us to continue and to share what we can and to support all of those. So in the coming year, my focus, I came upon this in some of the Tibetans' teaching, it is this right indifference. And that is the focus that I'm going to hold for the coming year, because there is so much that demands our attention. So what is right indifference in this field that we inhabit? So thank you all. Love, and I'm so glad I could actually show myself today. And I'm going to hand it off to, there, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. It's yours. The field is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Glad to be back again. Love to all of you. I'm Lynn Green, and I'm in the middle of the U.S. in Ohio, in the middle of Ohio, the Columbus area. And when I think of Capricorn, for me, it's a time of seeing materialize what has been in my mind and heart for quite a while. It seems to be a materializing energy. And I like to look out and look around and see what's coming into physical being or emotional or mental being in more clarity. And I think also the word for me that I like is perspective. I think that mental quality, when we apply it to the experiences we have and we see happening around us, it brings a perspective to our emotions and our many of the events that are happening. A good perspective that keeps us in balance and keeps us moving forward. Thanks, everybody. And let me see who else hasn't spoken yet.
That would be Claire.
Claire, okay. Oh, my candle. Hold on. Here we go. And Claire, I'm handing over to you.
Thank you, Lynn. So I'm on the Otago Peninsula on the South Island of New Zealand, where it's morning. And I light my candle with love and appreciation for all of you. I just love hearing the different tones of voice and the different offerings that make up our whole. It's very precious. The qualities that I would bring forward today for me that resonate are attentiveness, tenacity, tenderness, and hospitality. Yeah. Much love.
Thank you. So before we continue,
Danielle, I just want to say that Kiki lost her connection, but she's with us. She's with us in Circle and
she's in DC right now, right?
probably.
okay.
She said so.
Okay.
So before we go on, we will voice together the affirmation of the disciple. We are a point of light within the greater light. We are a strand of loving energy within the stream of love divine. We are a point of sacrificial fire focused within the fiery will of God, and thus we stand. We are a way by which man may achieve. We are a source of strength, enabling them to stand. We are a beam of light shining upon their way, and thus we stand. And standing thus, revolve and tread this way the ways of man, and know the way of God. And thus we stand. Om.
And so now we are, as we linked across the space, lighting up our candles is our way of coming together as one group, building our etheric connection. And we're now preparing for the meditation. And so I invite us to turn off our cameras and Claire, if we can have a slide while we work. Technique of the presence, a meditation attitude. We stand together as one group. Evoke this stage of tension. This is basic and essential. The tension is brought about by complete control of the personal self so that it is fitted for contact with the real. As a group, we direct our focus to achieve a state of fusion with the group soul, or with the angel, which guards the approach to the path of the higher evolution. We hold the group mind steady in the light of the soul. The point of tension is to be held by the soul and not by an effort of the personality. This is the attitude of the lowest self for the entire remaining period of work. The formula. We make an effort to sense the presence throughout the universe, not theoretically, but in vibrating response to its existence. See, in the light which the angel radiates, the point of light behind all phenomenal appearances. The germ or seed of divinity in all forms and in all presentations of truth. As the greater light of the soul becomes focused like a radiant sun, it reveals the stupendous vision of the presence. Attempt to ascertain the purpose, seeking expression through form at any particular point in the evolutionary cycle. identify the triple light of the intuition, formed by blending the light of the personal self, focused in the mind, the light of the soul, focused in the angel, and the universal light which the presence emits. Now, carry some world problem or some design which the mind has evolved or the heart has desired for the helping of humanity into this triple light of the intuition. Preparation for the revelation. Relinquish the higher way. Return to the angel. Refocus in the soul. Pause for constructive thinking under the influence of the angel. Turn the mind to the formulation of those forms of thought which must embody the revelation. Pause. This is the pause preceding presentation. Presentation of the revelation. The revelation is presented and precipitated into the world of illusion, where it undergoes a fiery ideal. Some of the fire within that which is revealed wings its way back to the source from whence it came. Some of it serves to destroy the revealer, and some to burn those who recognize the revelation. The revelation succumbs to the prevailing illusion, descends into the world of glamour, and subsequently disappears as a revelation, emerging as a doctrine. But in the meantime, humanity has been helped and led forward. The intuitives continue work, and the inflow of that which is to be revealed never ceases. In the center of the will of God I stand. Naught shall deflect my will from His. I implement that will by love. I turn towards the field of service. I, the triangle divine, work out that will within the square and serve our fellow men. We open now the group space for sharing. When you're ready, please unmute yourself. Joe, would you like to read the quote that you shared in the text?
Yes, my voice isn't great, but I will. I cherish this quotation from the Tibetan master from Externalization of the Hierarchy, because as I consider my own mind, I look for inspiration. He says, even the neophyte upon the way of the intuition can begin to develop in the self the power to recognize that which the lower mind cannot give him or her. Some thought of revealing potency to be used for the helping of the many may drop into the mind. Some new light upon an old truth may penetrate, releasing the truth from the trammels of orthodoxy, thus illumining the consciousness. This the neophyte must use for all and not for the self alone. Little by little, the neophyte learns the way into the world of the intuition. Day by day and year by year, the neophyte becomes more sensitive to divine ideas and more apt in appropriating them wisely for the use of humanity.
Thank you, Joel. It just very beautifully gives the step-by-step explanation of what I saw in my meditation as an important part of our connection with the light of Capricorn, which is this training to work with the direct light. As opposing to reflected light of the matter. So we become that conduit for the direct light and actually can serve by sharing that light with all the kingdoms. Thank you. Over.
I too saw the need to lay aside any entanglements or feelings of inadequacy or whatever, to see those from a distance, put them aside, and just be. And if anything's ever said again or not, that energy, if we're aligned, will just flow and radiate and have a tremendous effect, I hope. Thank you.
When I was listening to Lynn, what popped into my head, which is something that I often hear Joe speak to, is the courage to dare. And that is so wrapped up in trust for me. Because I open my heart and my mind and my soul to receive. And it's often in that place that we recognize that we really stand in a space that's quite isolated from most. And yet, it really is important to find that courage to express what we receive. It really brings it out into the world through words that sometimes are very hard to even find the right word to describe what one receives. But I really feel it's important to try to bring words to those impressions, because I think those are the vehicles that really flow into consciousness. And even though we might not see the effect of those, and maybe don't expect an effect from those, don't look to see if there is, in a sense, a solution or a result, but trust that they are doing their part and that they are expanding within the collective consciousness in a way that we can't even imagine. And so there's something very important about turning our back on that supernal light, which beckons to us, I think, in a way, to go home and find the courage to stay and to fulfill the part of the plan that we committed to do. It is the beginning. It is only the beginning in the realm of time that is timeless and eternal. But we're calling for the Christ, and that will be heard. And so that courage is using those words to call forth and to create the world in which the Christ will reappear.
And the more I ponder on this coming of Christ, just the more I see this energy of Capricorn, this energy of his glory, his true light that was revealed at that point, and our ability to connect with that light and truly need it as we need some qualities or knowledge or energy or love when we act, and we need that. Not for the sake of knowing about it, but truly to withstand. So this light comes through, and we become related to it in a very Christ way, I would say. So thank you, Andrea.
I would like to share the pledge to the path of love, because I was reminded of it during the meditation. I pledge myself to the path of love. I demand of my soul that I, the spirit in form, shall act as a channel of compassion and an instrument of love until I know myself to be love itself. I am that love. With pure intent I serve. This love and zeal in me must feed the aspirations of my fellow men. To this, in knowledge full, I pledge myself.
Daniela, would you please read the quote that you posted?
Yes, actually, I was reminded of it during our meditation. And it says, students would do well to regard initiation as a determining process in life and should endeavor that every life experience or circle of life experience should work out as an initiation into a wider field of awareness, of expression, and of resultant contact. All life experiences. That was my addition, emphasis.
Thank you, Daniela. That's beautiful. What came to mind is this point we're at the Capricorn full moon that will take to Aquarius and then to Pisces, and bringing meditation, the strength of our meditation into and through the entire body. I think about Capricorn and what was mentioned earlier, the knees, strengthening the knees. And Aquarius moves to the ankles, and in Pisces to the feet, that we may, at the end of this cycle, have the courage to dare to make a walking meditation of our lives, that the reality will be seen and known and experienced in every step that we take, and that it will be noted by those who are ready for us to listen to them in relation to their stepping upon the path.
And it's somewhere Tibetan says that initiation is not a goal or a place. It is actually a moment of time when our consciousness gets expanded and we continue our journey, just holding that expansion as a new norm. So it is a daily experience, I believe, in a certain way. And yet a lifetime opportunity as well.
I'm sorry I had to leave for a little bit, and I obviously missed virtually everything you talked about. But I remember Daniela's gate at the beginning, and hearing you talking and being in your presence, it's just the gate seems wide open. And to be fearless, perseverance, work from the heart with pure intent, and be happy. And it seems that nothing can stop you then. Thanks.
I believe as we are one with our higher selves, the laws of Reiki and magnetism, as we are in our higher energy, it draws out the soul qualities in others. It, like energy with like, just magnifies all of it, even if we just sit in silence. I believe that applies in our, not just for us, but in our groups, in our towns and cities, and it affects our whole world.
There's a special power in doing this meditation as a group. it's originally adopted from the technique of presence into the form of meditation, and we've been practicing it in the live bridge gatherings at live bridge group for many years, and yet it's written as a for an individual disciple, and that's how Tibetan gave it as a technique, because it's a technique of prolonging brooding, as he said. And this, since the areas of this year, we've been using this meditation in our circle. And every time when I would read I would insert the words that it's seeking to do this meditation as a group, that we align with the group mind and group angel, group soul, and then align with the universal presence. And it gives another dimension into this work. And if we will continue doing this, it would be interesting to explore it as a focused intention and enter into that realm of the universal presence with focused intent as one group. And so what I hear from sharing that what we share is that it's recognition of the expansion that it gives to us as a group, and the word initiation comes, and in a way we are all in a great an experiment of initiatory process. We all, I mean, there are many our groups and our community and the wider group or the world group. We all undergoing now through the process of recognized expansion. And we have 1 year till the festival week in December. And it would be an interesting experiment to hold this intention as a focused intention for us. Group expansion, group initiation.
It is a very powerful group experience, and I'm speaking from the perspective of a group we began trying to continue Michael Robbins' group work with glamour, and in studying glamour world problem, DK states very clearly that the 3 techniques are integrated in the process of initiation, and that there are stages and cycles and simultaneity in that. And as that group has moved forward together in the past year, bringing the techniques together in meditation and in study, there is quite a powerful impact for those who participate. So I believe this is really important for this group to continue with this particular meditation, because it develops an attitude that then can help transform into the integration of all 3 techniques, which is so needed at this time. The technique of indifference, the technique of light, and the technique of the presence. For the technique of the presence establishes this attitude in meditation, which is essential.
We come now to close of our time at this time together. So if anyone else would like to add anything before we close.
would like to add to what Alexander was just saying. We are sitting here, the 5 of us, each one with our eyes closed in this prolonged brooding, and together with all of you on the call, it's like we have established a new habit through this intergroup experiment, telepathic experiment, learning together to hold a continual field, telepathic field, on which the higher forces can play. And in this telepathic field, it's like these subtle energies that once were something to strive for or to ponder upon, they become our reality now. And we are entering into relationships with subtle beings that is more than just, us aspiring to come into contact with. We are in contact with. And when we are holding this field together, we are as a planetary server in contact with our higher co-workers, and they are becoming real relationships. And this whole experience of lineage that I, now that I am here in the planetary center with all the co-workers here, and also in the Hill Center, it makes the subtle real. Yeah, thank you. Part of daily life, like you said, it's a daily reality now.
So also this Capricorn, it's for me, it's to bring the spirit in matter. It means to able to understand the light, and then it's also a great responsibility to manifest this.
Mm-hmm.
To understand and to manifest.
Over to you, Claire, to close our work today.
I would love to invite Maria Cristina to share the Gayatri with us. I have very fond memories of climbing the ladder to her rooftop in Tucson and facing the sun. And yeah, Maria Cristina, would you be willing to do that? I have a slide.
O thou who givest sustenance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, to whom all things return. Unveil to us the face of the true spiritual sun, veiled by
Hidden by this
hidden by a disk of golden light, that we may know the truth and do our whole duty as we journey to thy sacred feet.
Thank you, Maria Christina. Thank you all. And blessings of the new to each and every one of us. And gratitude always to our subtle helpers, our subtle colleagues, our teachers, and each other, companions on the way. We will play out with some music and perhaps turn our cameras on so that we can see each other before we leave today. Thank you.
The path that winds before us is not for us to know. One step and then another is the only place we have to go. The path that winds before us is not for us to see. One breath and then another is all we need. Don't worry, don't hurry, the seed will take its time to grow. Don't worry, don't hurry, prepare the earth and sow. The path that winds before us is not for us to know. One step and then another is the only place we have to go. The path that winds before us is not for us to see. One breath and then another is all we need. Don't worry, don't hurry, sit here and rest your mind. Don't worry, don't hurry, be still and find your feet. Don't worry, don't hurry, the seed will take its time to grow. Don't worry, prepare the earth and sow.
Happy full moon.
The path
Much
that
love.
winds before us is not